Oh, here we go. Your boy is back. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm back. I'm back, guys. Cool stuff. Yeah, just want to get this link out. Live. Just want to let these peoples know. Anybody that's not already subscribed. And Discord. Let's turn off this volume though. Yeah, no, it's been like 2 weeks since we've done this video. We are 4 hours into the entire app building process, and today is going to make it 5. So let's do that. But first, we need to say going live. Bam, like so. What's going on, Narav? Cool. Cool. Double cool. Okay. All right, guys. So let's get into it. Sorry I've been gone for a while, but I have a video completely talking about what was going on. And I'm just trying to make things better for all of us. So, what's going on, Mohammed? Where was I? Yeah, so I was creating my own platform. I have a video talking about that I recorded last night that you can check out. It was just released yesterday, so it's just called I'm Back. All right, so without further ado, let's see where we left off because it's been quite some time since we've done this. And I'm going to start showing you my screen. So here we go. Yeah, I wasn't in India. I was here in the United States while I was gone. Okay, so let me fix this because this is gonna distract me. Mexico. Oh yeah, Mexico. All right, cool. All right, so we'll just take a look at get a little bit of a view. Okay, so it looks like we left off. We're gonna leave the onboarding stuff kind of alone because we don't really know exactly the full potential of this app, what it's gonna end up being. We got a pretty good idea, obviously sign in, sign up like so. And then from there, what you're gonna be able to do is you're gonna be able to see some of these events. You're going to be able to schedule events, see the activity that you have, and be able to chat with people. And you're going to have a profile. So, yeah, let's go ahead and make this pretty. I think. Okay, so last time we finished up getting our UI for the sign up and the sign in all done up. I think it looks pretty decent. Nobody has really sent anything in on recommendations of what should or shouldn't be done on this screen. So I'm going to assume that it's decent enough for version 1. And since this is going to be a live app, we're always going to be upgrading it together. You guys will see how I do that. And, when recommendations come in, we'll update it together so that it looks nice and beautiful. Okay, so. All right, so, right here, we're going to have like images of, because we're kind of following Meetup, right? Thank you, Mohammed. It is pretty cool UI, if you ask me, or at least it's getting there. I'm trying to make it look nice. Okay, so in my brain, when I think of the dev favorites, what it's gonna have here are, maybe the ratings don't make sense. Like, maybe this one should be like most active. I think that makes more sense with what we're trying to do. Most active, because what we're trying to achieve is an app that brings coders together in like into a physical location, possibly. You know, um, maybe a digital location will be a spin-off of this, but for the first part, I just want it to be like meetup.com and be you know, a little bit more in-person interactive type stuff. Anyway, so what I envision here is going to be like the logo of a meetup. So what we can do is we can go to meetup.com. In this one, why are you're being kind of weird right now? Okay, that was weird. Where the heck? What is going on? All right. That was super weird. Let me see if it comes back. Oh man. I really got to get a better setup. Oh, there we go. One day I'll be able to afford Wirecast and it will be done in a professional manner and we won't have to be messing around with this Google Hangouts. But until that day, you kind of get what you pay for. So yeah. Okay, so I want to, shrink that, minimize it. Don't freak out on me, Google. Um, can I do this? Or are you gonna freak out if I do that too? Okay, so let's see. I want to share my screen again. Sorry about this, guys. This will not detract from our time together. Actually, I should really keep an eye on how long we've been streaming. Okay, so let me shrink this so that it doesn't get messed up again. All right, so what we were going to do, now I lost my train of thought. Oh, we were going to go to meetup.com, right? So what we want to do is we want to go to meetup. What's going on? Why is it? Okay, it's still going. Meetup.com. And, I have my own meetup, so we'll just use my logo. And look at that. That's very, very sexy. All right, so what we'll do, okay, so that's right behind there. I'm going to just drag this into Sketch and I'll put it right here. And from there, I'll be able to be like, come to daddy, like so. We'll shrink it like so. And then, we want it to be in here. So we'll do like, I'm pretty happy with the logo that I designed on this. This one looks pretty decent, if you ask me. Okay, so we have this on there, and what we want to do is we want to get that rectangle that's behind it and add it as a mask. So we'll do that, and we do the mask, And look at that. Bam. Super sexy. Woo. Check that out. This, I'm not really liking that white. Does it need a border? Nah, let's keep it like that. Let's see how it ends up looking. And then this one will just be let's, so that it's not gray, let's just do a purple color. Something like this. So it looks like that there is something over there, but there's nothing really over there. Just nobody knows that though. All right, so now we need images of these people. So I'm gonna go out and hijack their images. So let's see if I could get my image. Here we go. It's still this image. I actually have this image. I didn't even have to go to the website to get it, but I named it like icon, so it's really hard to find. So we'll put that in there, and I think what we're going to need to do is add a border. Maybe like a light colored border. And we add this in there. Go. Looks close enough. Yeah. I think it looks decent. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll take this out. So those will be like the images. So let's go get my boy Red Foo's image. Red Foo. I'm sure he has something on here that will. Oh, we could use this one. Open. Huh. I don't know if I could get that image. Nope. Let's see. Maybe on Google. There it is. Sorry, Foo, had to get just a random one of you. Okay. So we're going to do that and then shrink it. There we go. Looking good. And we want that rectangle behind it. There we go. And we got to select the image and we mask it like bam, like so. And then Sean Allen. I'm just going out seeing these people's faces. This is weird. Sean Allen. Oh, no, let's go to his website, SeanAllenco.com. Oh, where are you, Sean? I know you got an image on here somewhere. Twitter, I know you got it. Twitter. Let's find that image. I want this to look pretty realistic. There we go. Still in it. Okay. So stole your picture, Sean. Sorry. And let's see. What we want to do is we want to do the mask on this one too. So we're gonna do that. Bam. Look at real content, like a boss, like a South boss. Okay. So now we kind of have this looking a little bit better. Oh, let's go ahead and make our icon. So we need 5 of them. We need a home. We need a calendar, activity, and a chat, and a profile. Now, I just made some of these icons for my own app, so I could technically, like, I'll show you guys. I could just drag and drop them, but that's not what the purpose of this video is. See, like I could just drag and drop these in there. I made all these, as you can tell, they're not very good, but it's okay. It's okay. Kyle's not a kilo loco. You ain't. I mean, you good at some stuff and you ain't good at some stuff. It's okay. It's all right. All right. So let's just go ahead and make some of these icons. I'll just make them, 50. I think that the icons are actually 25 by 25. Um, when you make a 25 by 25 pixels, but I could be wrong. Um, the last time I checked was sometime last year or something like that. But in the tab bar, I want to say the default size is 25 by 25. If we make it 50 by 50, it should be like really good quality when we shrink it down. Um, but yeah, I mean, now I'm just talking. All right. So what we want to do is, if you don't know how to make a home icon, what you want to do is you go over to Google and you're like, I need a home icon, and you just type in home icon, and then you choose one that you like, and then you get inspired. Now what I'm looking for is, if you noticed, I'm trying to keep everything kind of rounded, kind of app-esque, like rounded corners on everything. So what I want to do is I want to try to find something, a icon that I can be inspired by, that kind of follows that same ideology of rounded. So this one's kind of rounded, rounded. Oh no, that one's kind of. You see how this one's sharp? We don't want that. Now we could copy the same icon and just change the corner radius so that it is rounded. But that's we're- you know that's one of the possibilities. So just keep that in mind. Um, I really didn't like the way that my home icon turned out, so I kind of want to find something different, because if you look at this one's like really ugly. And this is the one that's going to go on my platform app, but I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. It looks so nasty. Um, but we can try to do this one, but I'm not really digging that one. This one's a little bit neat. It's kind of neat, huh? It's just working with those lines, so that's kind of cool. Um, let's see. We can also see if there's a feed icon, just to get a comparison, because this is our home slash. Oh, see, this is RSS feed. We don't want that. Yeah, we want a home icon for sure. Okay, so let's just choose one. You know what? I'm gonna try this one, the all blacked out one. Or let's see if there's. Yeah, let's just try making this one rounded everywhere. And then we will have to find out if it looks good by just making it. You know what? I kind of like the window look. Looks more like a house to me, as opposed to looking like a garage. But I don't know. I don't even know what the hell this is. How do you get inside the house? um okay, so we're just gonna go with this type of style. So let's go ahead and grab this style. We're gonna go up here, back over to the icon area, wherever I put it. I can't find it now. Okay, so let's shrink this down, and we want it to be the 50 by 50, so that we can kind of copy the same size. Not copy, be inspired by the same size. There we go. And then we can always scale it up a little bit later. So what I see is, I see a triangle, I see a rectangle, and then I see another rectangle. So let's get those shapes out there. I see a triangle like so. Do 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 do. Like so. I see a rectangle. Don't need to go there for a rectangle. Just press U for a rounded rectangle. like so. Um, and what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to keep the same dimensions, because you got to keep in mind that a professional probably did this, and they probably know what they're doing a lot better than I do. So that's always something to keep in mind. Now we'll keep it relatively straight, not super sharp, but it is rounded. You see that? So if I take that off and I take that off, and let's change this to red so that we can see it very clearly what's going on here. We want to make sure that it's exactly centered so that everything is like perfectly aligned. So it is exactly centered on both sides. What we want to do on triangles, you can't do corner radius. You have to actually go to the specific corner and go up. So we'll just do one there. We'll do one there, and we will do one there. So let's join these together by doing a union. And if we take a look, that's what our house looks like. Not too shabby, not too shabby at all. Let's just go back. There we go. So that's perfectly centered. Now what we want to do is we want to lower this opacity down. We're going to get another rounded rectangle, and we're just going to do it like this. Seems pretty good. 21 on both sides, so that means that it's perfectly centered. And what we do is we just select both of them and we do subtract, like so. We get rid of this image over here, like so. Turn this black, or whatever color we're going to end up having it. That's a nice gray. I kind of like that gray, but that's just transparent, so whatever. And then what we want to do is we want to make this as big as possible to reach each side, because we want it to be a perfect square. So what we want to do is we want to take the higher number, which is the 39, and we'll say that that's going to be equal to the 50. So it's going to be the full width of this entire artboard. Lastly, we just want to make sure that it's completely centered, and that will be our home icon. Next, we want to do, okay, well, let's label that, right? So we'll call this one home icon. From there, what do we have next, guys? We have a calendar. Okay, so let's get a calendar icon. Calendar icon. This one looks pretty decent. Oh, I like this one better though. I like this one a lot better. Do I like that one any better? Maybe. This one looks really good. But I hate when I see icons that have a number in it, and that's not the correct number, when they're not dynamic numbers. Like, I don't like that. So okay, so I'm thinking this style. I think this style is pretty cool. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get inspired by this one. Always get inspired, guys. Where did you go? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna say you go like that big. And okay, so you see we can't see it right now, and that's because it's on artboard number 2, which is this one. So it's technically on this artboard, but it's all the way over here, as you can see from the X and Y. So to fix that, all you have to do is just say 0, 0, and then you'll be able to see it. So let's shrink that down, make sure that it's the right size so that we can be inspired by it. And on second thought, I think I want this all black, and then Well, no, this does actually look good. I kind of like this. I just want these to be rounded and this to be rounded. Okay, so we could do that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna create our rectangle, our rounded rectangle, and let's try to get it to match exactly how they did it. So it looks like 5 was probably where they had it, and we want to be able to see through it to see how good we're doing it, how sexy we're making it. So now what I want to do is I don't like using the borders because like when you do a join or when you do a union, it causes problems. What's going on, Samir? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this and subtract it. I'm going to make a duplicate of it, and then I'm going to shrink it and subtract it out. So let's do that. So we're gonna scale this down to, look, it's subtracting a total of maybe like 6 pixels from in total from the width. So we'll do this down to 35. So, and as you can see, the corner radius isn't exactly perfect on theirs. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. If I make this fully visible and I make it white and I make this one fully visible and I make it black, this isn't how their icon looks. It looks a little bit closer to the edges. So what we have to do is we have to change the corner radius of the inner square and lower it so that's a little bit sharper, like maybe like there. That's pretty close. So then what we do is we already have the inner one, the inner square selected. We'll just shift and click on the outer square and we'll do subtract, and that will cut it out. And then we can bring the opacity back up and make it black so that, hey, look at that. You can barely tell that it's there. So we still want to be able to see it. So let's just make it red while we're working on it. Red is my default go-to color when, even when I'm doing programming. So yeah. So what we want to do is we want to copy these things, the little hinges or whatever they're supposed to be. Not really sure what that thing is supposed to be. And we'll lower the corner radius to 1. 1 looks pretty good, actually. I like 1. And let's make that red as well. And instead of making a whole new one, let's just copy it. Yeah. And then what we want to do is we want to select it and make sure that the distance from the closest side is the same. So 12 right here. So I select this one. It should be 12 on this side too. Okay, see, it's not 12. So that means that it's not going to be centered. But let's make sure that this is centered because that might be the problem. Okay, so this is not centered. So let's center this first before we start doing any more work. And you see how it's either going to be 5 on the left or 5 on the right. So what we can do just for right now is we can uh, we'll put it so that the lower side is 4, or the left side is the lower side, and then what we'll do is we'll go up here to the X and we'll say dot 0.5, and now I'll move it over half a pixel, and now it's directly in the center at 4.5. And now what we want to do is we want to try to get these into a relative position like so. So before it looked pretty good at 12, so I'm going to try to do 12 on both sides. That's 14. Oh no, that was 13. That's 12. So that means that it's perfectly centered, and I like that quite a bit. So what we'll do is we'll just union these 3 things. Let's see if we could do it. Sometimes it doesn't always work. Okay, so those 3 things have been unioned together, and it's looking pretty good. Now let me try to get this centered because it's kind of bothering me that it's not. Once again, let's do it by 0.5, half a pixel, so that see, it's not going to be centered, but that's okay. We have the basics in here. So next we just need like a 3 pixel square in here. Move it down maybe, and we'll take off the border. We'll make that red as well. Make sure that it looks good. Looks pretty good to me. So then since it's already selected, I'm gonna select the red square, and we're gonna union these together, make it all one shape. Lastly, we just need the little squares for the events or the days in here. So let's just do that. And, you know, 3, not sure if 3 is going to cut it. 4? 4 is looking a lot better in my eyes. So what we'll do is, yeah, we'll do. Okay. We just want to copy these as much as possible and keep them all on the same like level. So now we can just copy this and we can bring it down like this. And we could bring it down like this. And then we just need to copy these ones like that. And then what we want to do is we want to take off the last one and we'll select all of them. Probably should have done this before. We could have just made it red and then it would have been creating each of the squares as red. And we'll just make it red. Okay, see, debugging is very helpful. A nice, very clear debugging color is very useful because you can see exactly what you missed. All right, so for each of those, what we'll do, or first we'll just get rid of this, you know, the image, since we already have our icon kind of together. We'll select everything and we'll try to union it, see how it works, and it worked. So now we got our image, or we got our icon, and we could just make it black like so. And that is going to be our calendar icon. You know what? I don't like this. Let's try deleting this one. Does that look good? They both look bad. It's okay. Close enough, right? Okay, so what we'll do is we want to make this the same width as the house, or at least the same height, whatever one is closer to 50. Oh, it's a perfect square, which is awesome. So it will be 50 on both sides. And, is that right? Yeah, that's right. We just want to make sure that we move it back like that. So now we have our calendar icon. We are on the way, guys. The slow, boring, tedious process. That's what this is, but you got to go through it. Okay. Activity. So that's usually a bell icon. I'm not really sure why my computer's moving so slow. It's kind of weird. Okay, so we got the activity icon. Activity icon. It's usually a bell. That's more of an analytics activity. We may need to put in bell icon. There we go. So remember, we want something rounded. Taco Bell. So we could just take one of these and then get inspired. And then this is going to be an interesting one because I haven't made this shape before. So let's just, yeah, I think we can go. I think we can go with this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get inspired by this one. And we'll drop it right there. And what we want to do is we want to scale it down to 50 by 50. There we go. Drop it on this artboard. And now we have to try to make that, which is going to be an interesting process because I haven't made it. I can achieve the top by doing a circle, right? So that shouldn't be too crazy. Shouldn't be too crazy hard. Let's see if it's exactly centered. Yeah, that's not going to work. So let's drop it down to 24 so that it can be perfectly centered. I like when things just are perfectly centered. It makes my thinking process a lot easier. All right, next, what we want to do is we have to figure out how to get this kind of curve in there. So what I'm thinking is if we do a rectangle, right? If I do a rectangle up to here, then how did it go behind? That's interesting. Okay, so I think I can accomplish this if I do it like that. And then what we're gonna do is use the transform tool to bring this down. Is this centered? This is not centered. So let's center it before we start doing all this beautiful goodness stuff. And then let's put the border back on just so that we could kind of see it a little bit easier for right now. And okay. Um, we want this to be, a little bit closer like that. There we go. So we'll move it back over. It is perfectly centered. And then now we can start doing our transform on it. So let's transform this bad boy, make it touch. Take off the border, bring back that opacity. Let's make it red, a good debugging color. From there, what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to grab the center of this bell and try to bend it in such a way that it actually looks like a bell, which may or may not work. Yeah, this is going to be kind of hard to do. I don't really think this is going to turn out that amazing. The problem is that you kind of have to guess that they're both the same on both sides, which they're not going to be whenever you get the freehand something like that. It's not going to be perfect. So let's bring this in just a little bit right there. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. We just want to bring it in. Bring it in like that. It's probably going to look a little bit weird, but hopefully nobody will be able to tell and it will look awesome. Yeah, see? That's pretty. I'm pretty impressed. Okay, so before we move any further, let's union these shapes together because I think that's looking pretty good so far for a bell. Simple right here. All we have to do is this. Take this off. Drop that opacity. Try to center it if we can. It's a prime number, so let's lower that. And there we go. That will probably cut it. Yeah. So let's bring that opacity back up, see what it looks like when it's red. And yeah, looks good enough. So we'll do union. Bam. And then last but not least, what we want to do is we just got to do another ball, another circle like so. Like so. It's centered. Take off that opacity, drop it down. Make it red, whatever. And then we need a rectangle that's roughly 2 pixels. 2 pixels like so. But since it's not perfect, what we'll do is we'll drop it. That'll work. So we have this, and we'll subtract that. Wait. This has to be on top, or else it's not going to work properly. So we'll subtract that, and we have our little, our little bell hanging out. So now, once again, what we can do is we can delete the image. delete it. Let's see how it looks. Union those bad boys together. And what we do is we just make it black. And hey, looking pretty decent. I like it. Scale it up to 50 on the higher of the two. So width, so we'll do 50. And we got that. Next, what's next, guys? We have activity, we have a chat, and then we have a profile. Chat icon, usually pretty easy. It's just a rounded box usually. Chat icon. Oh, we could do it. We could do it. No, I want the rounded box. I want the rounded box. It's kind of app-esque. I think I'm gonna do this one. And do we want dots in it? Probably. So I like the shape of this one better. So I'm gonna use this one and just put some dots in it. Whoa, dude. Okay, so see how big that is? Let's shrink that. Okay, let's bring it into view as well. And then let's remove it from there and then put it in here like so. Very easy icon to recreate in a time efficient manner. What we do is we just do that. We're going to bring up the corner radius on this one a little bit. Yeah, right there. It looks really good. Then we just want to do this upside down triangle. So we do our triangle. We'll do it like this. And then we have to fix it so that it looks the way that we expect it to look. Reposition. From here, we just stretch it. And we stretch it. And now we can union these two shapes together in holy matrimony. And like so. Remember, we want it to be rounded, so let's get rid of that sharp point right there. It should be like so, but we want it to be taller, so let's bring it back down. Well, that's that'll do, pig. I think. Hold on. Let's shrink it and let's drop it. Yeah, that'll have to do. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. That was pretty easy, pretty quick. We're just gonna make little dots. Let's make them kind of small. We want this to be the same height from the top. Oh, we can't check the top and the bottom. I think that's about center. We'll do one right there, and then we'll do one right there. Wait. So we want to make sure that these are equally spaced. We'll union them together. And then we want to make sure that they're equally spaced from, yeah, okay. So everything's equally spaced. From there, we just do subtract. And we delete the image once again. We make it black. Okay. Yeah, I know it's a boring process, but it's the process. Okay, so from here, once again, scale it up 50 pixels back. We're going to say, see how it can't be centered? So we just need to make it 4.5. Okay, and then last but not least, we need a profile icon. Let's see which one we like. Already got icon in there. I like to keep it simple because I don't know how to do these complex shapes. So a half circle with a circle cut out of it with a circle floating above it works for me. And we're going to say 50 by 50. And we're going to say 0 by 0 right there. Bam. So Large circle like so, like like so, like like so, and turn that off. Bring it up one more pixel. Looks good. Um, Turn on our debug colors. We're gonna need them. Second circle gonna be like that, something like that. So prime number. Let's make it not a prime number, but a even number. I was saying prime numbers, guys. What are you guys just let me get away with that? What's wrong with you? Okay, so and then we want 1 pixel from both. So we'll just copy this. There we go. We're gonna make this green or something easy to distinguish. We need it to be a little bit bigger, so we need it to be 30. That will give us 10 right there. We can subtract. Oh, we actually need to drop the transparency. Yeah, like so. Yeah, yeah. And then we just need to subtract it from here. There we go. This one, red, like that. And union those bad boys. All right. What are you going to dive into? Thank you for posting very nice videos. When are you going to dive into code? We are going to dive into code as soon as we're done doing the UI, looking at what kind of objects we're going to need, um, implementing the UI in Xcode, and then we'll probably be doing actual code from there. So, in my guess, in about 3 or 4 weeks, we'll be doing code. Unfortunately. All right, so we got our icons in here. What we want to do is start placing them in for each of those. So what we'll do is we'll just grab them. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it's like that. There we go. And then we're gonna just start placing them in here. How big are these boxes? 43. We'll make them 43 each. No, stop it. Stop it. Okay, so we need to lock this so that the scale doesn't get all out of whack. Put it 43. Shrink it. So it'll start looking something like that. And we could delete that. We will do this. And we will just shrink this to 43. I like to do the scale because it keeps everything proportionate, like all the corner radiuses and everything. It keeps them all proportional. So we're going to do that like so. There we go. The bell icon. All right, so we need the bell icon. Scale it to 43. 43. Like here. Come on. Work with me. There we are. What? Go. And then we're gonna have a chat icon down here. We'll scale that to 43. Let's see, 43 guys, 43, 43, four tray. My four tray, some more four tray. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom it in. Something like that. Okay, so, and then last but not least, we need the profile icon, something like that. Whoa, did you copy the whole entire thing? I told you to do that. Oh, that's not good. Okay, so before we do that, what we want to do, if we want to add a rectangle here, we want to add just like a little rectangle right there, right there, right there. We're going to move it down until we can't see it no more. And then we're going to select and we are going to subtract like so. Now this may be a problem. When we export it, it's not going to be a problem, but until then, it's going to be a problem. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll subtract right here, right? And then what we do is we go to the rectangle and we just move it down. Like, oh, hold on, let's do it like, oh yeah, it worked. It's just processing. There we go. Perfect. Yay. Alrighty. And it did not subtract. Interesting. Are you not working for me, man? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. I don't know why you being like that. So if I say subtract, you're supposed to subtract. Should be all part of one shape now. If I say go down, you should still be part of that shape. Yep, there we go, I think. So now when we skip, oh, come on. Are you not going to work? You're not working with me. You really not working with me for real though? Okay, whatever. This is going to look funky, but whatever. Something like that. And then, yeah, I don't know what Sketch is doing to me right now. This is super weird. Something like that. Okay. So we got, it's going to look something like that. We're going to have our icons in there. And this I'm fine with. This, we still got a lot to do. Man, I wanted this to be a little bit faster. Ugh. Goodness. Okay, so at least this one is pretty much done. Right? Yeah, this one's pretty much done. This stuff is going to be all lined up. Okay, so now we need the schedule. Yeah, not really sure how we're going to do the schedule. Coders Cafe, that's fine. Let's actually make this white. I want it to be white. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it with a shadow like so. And this is also going to be white with the shadow like so. Cool. We got shadows on shadows. And then we're also going to make sure that the background isn't completely white. Oh, this should also be on a card, huh? That would be really nice. Let's do that. Let's take that off. Put a shadow. Whoa, what happened? There we go. White. Cool. All right. So now I think that this is actually the background. So what we have to do is we have to grab it. I'm going to say background, include it, exports. Nah. and we're just gonna just make it a little bit dark. We're just gonna say, FA. So that gives it the whole card feel. I'm really digging that. I can work with that. Um, yeah, something like that. And actually, this is gonna have to be a little bit smaller. Same goes with this. This is gonna have to be a little bit smaller because this needs to be a little bit longer. And all this stuff in here, with the exception of the board, needs to be down so that we can say like August or, December or something. December, right? 2017. Like that. Um, yeah. So we have the days. We want to get the dates in there. Goodness. And they'll look something like that. And when you tap on it, it will turn purple. And then if it has a day, it will have a ring around it. Okay, we can add that later. So we kind of know what it's going to look like. Let's get some of these images in here. Let's pop these things up. And, in here, what we would have is this little face. So let's center that again. That's close enough. And actually, let's do it 0.5 on 0.5. And we will take out the fill like that. I'm going to copy that, or we're going to group it, and then we're going to just drag it right here. Delete this one, drag it right here. We're going to delete that one and drag it right here. Gonna delete that one. Alrighty. All right. So now we have those images. Now we need a heart icon because somebody liked it. So let's go ahead and do a little heart icon. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because we have to do a heart icon. Why do we gotta do a heart icon, Kyle? Well, because you need a heart icon, and this is all the stuff that you gotta do, man. No. You want to do it with a rectangle. Like so, and then what we do is you click on it, and you change the corner radius all the way up. Change this corner radius all the way up, and you have to kind of eyeball it, like right there. You make a duplicate, you rotate it, you make it look like that, and then you go like that, and then you go like that, and then you union them like that, and then you rotate it right back like that, and then what do? You flatten the bad boy, and you say no outlines, and we want it to be a nice beautiful red color, so it pops like that. And from there, we just gonna scale it up like that. And it looks kind of funky, so let's smash it a bit. No, let's shrink it a bit. No, let's just keep it normal. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll just keep it normal. So now what we'll do is we'll add our heart icon over here. And actually, I think these are all switched. So what we want to do is we want to change each of these and move them into this position like so. And then let's untouch that one and we'll move these ones over like so. Yes. And then we want to have the hearts like so. So we'll do the hearts. Nope, that's not the one I wanted. Okay, so we'll just say, we'll just grab it if it lets us grab it. So we'll just say, bam, you liked it. You liked it. You liked it. And you liked it. Okay, cool. So now, are they going to let us take care of these rectangles? Let's see. Yes, we can delete them. Looking better every second, looking better. Cool. Okay, so now we're just going to have these icons here. And what we'll do is we'll say bam, bam, move it up like bam. We want to make sure that it's centered. And 16 from the left, we'll say Kilo Loco instead of Kilo Loco. And we want this to not be maybe so big. It looks kind of weird that big. You know, what would look better is if it was medium on a smaller font. Yeah, see, I think that looks a lot better. And we'll move it down because we kind of want it to be lined up with this right here. So what we'll do is we'll say line up like that. And we'll say, hey, come on, Kyle. Hey, how's it going? And that will be our last message, right? And we want this one to be aligned to the bottom because that's how we're going to do it in the code. Like so. This should not be that close. That's way too close. And from there, we're going to also, yeah, okay, from here, we're going to copy. We want to copy everything that's in this cell. And we're going to replace each of these with a couple of those cells. So we'll just say one here. Come on, why are you not selecting everything? I just highlighted everything. We're going to grab it. We're going to move it like this. There we go. Or maybe just three. Three is kind of good. And then we could put different images in there too. So we'll just copy these ones right here. Copy. Paste them like that. And bring this one down a little bit like that. This one will say Red Foo. This one will say Sean Allen. There we go. Looking a little bit better. This one will say Kilo Loco. Kilo Loco. And I haven't decided on a back icon yet, but it will be like back and it will have the little arrow like that, something like that. Or actually it'll say rooms. That's what it'll say. Room or no, it'll say yeah, channels. I like the word channels for this type of stuff better. We're gonna lower the size of that one like that. Looks a little bit better. This will be called channels. And from there, let's see. Profile. Damn, I still have to do profile. All right, let's try to you know what? I think I'm gonna leave the profile for next time. We already been on for an hour, and yeah, I really don't enjoy doing the UI. I'd rather be coding all this stuff. But what we could do is we can replace the bars, right? We could just be like, bam, like, get out of here, put you in there, that, some like that, some like that, and some like that. All right, so it's a little bit better. Whoa, what's going on in here? No, that's all right. Okay, so it's a little bit better. We're making some progress. I think next week we're just gonna end up finishing up, put in some lorem ipsum in here, make sure that we have the colors down. Um, and then after that, what we'll do is we'll actually start getting into some of the model the data models. We'll talk about the data models, which is a exercise that I actually haven't done in years on how the data should be um, presented or how it's related and things like that. Yeah, so man, I didn't even get to touch my coffee. So yeah, once again, another boring video. I get it. I know that it's boring. I don't enjoy this process. I don't know why you guys would want to watch this process because it can be completely different for this entire the UI design part. I mean, you could just start off with a completely low fidelity thing. Um, which we're kind of doing. We're not going to make it like super like end result, but I really want to try to get very close to that level to where you can really tell what the app is going to look like, what the functionality is going to be. So next week, what I'm hoping to do is we finish up the UI. We kind of think through the UX, make sure that we have every like kind of scenario thought out. If we don't, we're going to add a couple of more UI elements just to, say, okay, there's going to be a table view right here or a collection view or just a screen that represents the UI in this way. We'll probably keep those like really rough because I'm getting tired of this UI stuff. I really want to get into the code just like you guys do. And then yeah, so after we go through the UX, I believe that because this shouldn't take too much time. After we do the UX, what we're going to end up doing is we're going to be getting into the entity relationships, how each of these objects will be related to one another, how what properties they should have, and then once we finally have that, once we have a basic understanding of what those what those objects and what their properties are going to be laid out, then we can finally start getting into Xcode, doing the fun stuff, which I really enjoy. And yeah, so without further ado, I bring to you, the end of this video. It doesn't look like we have any questions for the day. I think, the community is a little bit more active at night. Maybe next week I will, um, you know, do this entire boring process at night and see what the turnout is on there. Okay, so guys, it's been fun. I got to get back to work on my platform so that you guys can have something that's awesome. And above all other things, make sure you keep coding passionately. I'll have another video out for you guys on Tuesday, a tutorial finally. Yeah.